Hello everybody and welcome back to the Bourbon Bar. I'm Holden and today I'm going to be giving you guys a list of your top 5 whiskeys that you should be drinking this spooky season now. As many of you guys know, it is getting colder outside. The leaves are changing colors and starting to fall off of the trees. Everyone has their flannels out and we're all going to pumpkin patches and corn mazes. It's just a wonderful time of the year. Not only that, but also haunted houses, scary movies, and everything that has to do with cinnamon spice and pumpkin spice delights. I mean, it's just that time of the year, and with that time of the year comes a special time to drink whiskey. As many of you guys know, and I know, whiskey drinkers, we really just look for an excuse to drink any kind of whiskey any time of the year. So whether it's Halloween, Christmas, or the 4th of July, us whiskey drinkers will make lists giving us an excuse to drink many of the whiskeys off of our shelves, maybe ones that we hadn't drank earlier in the year, and we just needed an excuse to drink them because, you know, we're whiskey enthusiasts. That being said, I have the perfect list for you guys of what 5 whiskeys you should be drinking this October, right in time for spooky season, aka Halloween. But before we get into that list, make sure you guys please subscribe to the channel if you're not. We're going to get 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and that gap is readily closing. We're getting very close, but only you guys subscribing can help. So tell your parents, tell your brothers and sisters, tell your kids, I mean, if they're over 18. Also, while you're down there, please hit the like button and comment in the comment section, what's your favorite fall whiskey? Alright everybody, bottle number 1 in no particular order is J. Henry & Sons Bourbon. Now, the reason that I'm picking J. Henry & Sons Bourbon for number 1 is it's obvious. J. Henry & Sons are a farm-friendly bourbon. Everything they make is all homegrown corn and everything from Wisconsin, and the thing about that is corn mazes. It's fall, you are running through a corn maze, getting lost, finding clues just to get out of the corn maze, and while you're in there, maybe you stop and grab a piece of corn. Maybe you are in a corn maze made out of corn that's going to eventually one day go into this very bottle of J. Henry & Sons Bourbon, and I think that's awesome. Not to mention, J. Henry & Sons Bourbon profile is very not youthful corniness, but it has some corn notes in it, almost a cornbready palate, which is something really awesome, and it definitely fits with this time of the year. So J. Henry & Sons is bottle number 1. So go down to your liquor store and pick up a bottle of J. Henry & Sons if you can. If you can't because you don't live in Wisconsin, well, that sucks. We have a lot of them here in Wisconsin, but I have been known to help out my subscribers when they need a special bottle from Wisconsin. But that being said, J. Henry & Sons, number 1, moving on. Alright everybody, bottle number 2 on our list is Maker's Mark FAE02, but not just FAE02. If you guys get the chance to get BRT01, 02, or really any wood stave finishing Maker's Mark, particularly one that comes in at barrel strength, so a lot of store picks or anything like that, but basically a French oak stave profile for Maker's Mark, barrel strength, that is what I'm picking for bottle number 2, for a couple different reasons. First of all, this is kind of that time of the year. It's starting to get cold out, like I said earlier, so nothing's better than a little bit of cask strength to warm your soul. Also, this French oak stave profile also tends to have a little bit of spice, some cinnamon, and a creme brulee-ish finish on it, so it does happen to be very nice and desserty and fallish. So if that's what you guys are into, that's another thing. Also, it does look like Michael Myers could have used this to kill somebody by stabbing it in their head, and this is all their bloody wax dripping down the bottle. Very festive and very cool, but that is bottle number 2 for you guys. Moving on. Alright everybody, would this even be a fall list if we didn't at least have one rye on it? Ooh, that was a good one. Labels out and everything, but Wild Turkey 101 Rye is definitely going to be number 3 on this list, and that is just because this is a solid rye pick. I mean, the turkeys, it's almost Thanksgiving season, so you got the turkey coming in, but also this rye has a lot of like nice cinnamon spice, but it's also not too spicy. It's got some herbaceousness, definitely has some light fruit and some apples in it, and apple bobbing, duh, caramel apples, duh. I mean, if caramel apple was a rye, this would probably be pretty close to what they would have to offer. But overall, this Wild Turkey 101 is a great option to have this fall, no matter what you're doing. Like I said, bobbing for apples, or maybe you even want to mix it with a little bit of apple cider. I bet that would be phenomenal. But Wild Turkey 101 Rye is definitely going to be one that I'll be pouring this fall. Alright everybody, the next bottle on this list, I'm surprised that I haven't seen on more lists, and I'm also surprised that it's not going to be Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. The fact that an Elijah Craig Barrel Proof is not on this list really got to tell you something, because while Elijah Craig Barrel Proof may be everyone's go-to whiskey to put on every single list, guilty, I'm included in that scenario. But Elijah Craig Barrel Proof isn't always the best bottle for the job. And in this particular scenario, I have to bring up Four Roses single barrel, barrel strength store pick. Basically, any Four Roses store pick that you can get your guys' hands on. Now, this particular bottle is an OESV recipe. I did just do a review on it, so make sure you guys click up in the corner, whatever corner it's in, and watch that review because this is a splendid bottle. While this is a single barrel, so it will not be the same as all of your guys' picks, it's definitely a very common trend of Four Roses to have a very spice-forward profile. Now, like I said earlier, coming in at cask strength, that is something that is just going to warm the soul. This time of year, it really is just miserably cold because we're in that transition. We're all used to the warm weather, we're all used to the summer, and now, even though it's only 40 degrees, it really feels like -20. So we're putting on our jackets, we're pouring our Four Roses barrel strength in the glass, and it's not gonna disappoint. Honestly, the spices and even like the floralness of it, it's definitely a fall season whiskey, definitely a fall season bourbon, and it's phenomenal. I mean, it's one of the best ones on this list, if not the best one on this list. So I really think that if you guys aren't drinking this fall, or if you don't have one, you're missing out. Definitely go out and find it because they should be dropping on the shelves somewhere within this next couple weeks for you guys. So definitely pick one up. It's a perfect fall whiskey, coming in at number 4. All right, everybody, last on our list, and I know what you guys are thinking. Yes, I didn't have an ECBP, but it doesn't mean that I'm not going to have an Elijah Craig bottle on this list, and that is going to be Elijah Craig Rye. That is bottle number 5 on this list. Elijah Craig Rye is just kind of a great pick for this list, and honestly, one of the reasons is its flavor profile is on point. It's got a lot of herbaceousness. It is definitely a full-bodied rye, and it's also, honestly, like this black pepper note that I get in this bottle is so fall-y to me. It's just like, it's not overly sweet. It definitely has some cinnamon though, and definitely a lot of rye spice coming through with that black pepper, and it's just kind of the perfect fall bottle. It's gonna drink really warm, even though it is only 94 proof. I don't know what more you guys want. This is a nice, cheap budget bottle as well, just like the Wild Turkey 101, but it really does hit above its weight in flavor. And, I mean, that's just about all you can ask for this fall, especially with the changing seasons and everything coming along. Elijah Craig Rye is definitely going to be a hitter this fall. Alright everybody, that concludes the list today. Honestly, this is kind of a fun one to do, going out and picking these bottles. It's definitely kind of a pattern that I tend to follow, looking for excuses to drink different bottles off of my shelf, and the seasons change, you need to get some new bottles to drink, and these are great options. So let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think about my list. Also, while you're down there, please hit the like button, that helps me out a ton, and also subscribe to the channel. Like I said earlier, going for 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. We will make it. We are getting close, so the deadline is shrinking. But that is it for this video, and I'll see you all in the next class.